I know we're all a little disappointed because we wanted to be in war sales by now, but I think we can all also agree that it's best that they take their time and do it right. Even with Tail Worlds giving themselves a little extra time, I can't help but still be very concerned given the amount of bugs and problems that Bannerlord has had. So we'll see how they do, but I'm glad they're taking a little longer to cook war sales up because there's a lot of things to address both in the base game and I'm sure and everything they're bringing in. So I'm glad they're taking the time to do it. However, they did recently drop a dev update on some of the things they're cooking up, and I don't know if you got to take a look at it, but there were some really cool things that they showed off. So this first picture they showed right here where they add these two towns, Gretisfjord and Thronderlag, and then you see a bunch of castles back here. You'll see Revel right here, right with Ustakal Castle. Beautiful region. Used to be one of the best places to start a kingdom. Now it's going to be a little less safe. The other area of the map they showed off was up here, kind of in the northeastern section. And some things to notice just right here, like here's Tyal and here's Balgard, right? And then up here to the northeast, you don't really have anything. But look at the devblog picture here, where Balgard gets moved all the way to the northern coastline and becomes a port city. So it's now kind of north of Tyal. And then look at these big rivers coming through here. They widened all the rivers. You come into current Bannerlord right here. Here's Khazar, here's Dinar. And then look, there's nothing up here. But now this area up here is now going to get these Nord settlements. So Balgard's coming from all the way over here. It's getting put up here on the coastline and becoming a port city. Tyal stays where it is. Skala Castle gets moved on the river. This river gets widened up. This becomes Nord territory up here. Oh, this is going to be a royal rumble. Remember, we've got that other island coming in over here. Did you guys see that one? Is west of that peninsula that Revel and Ustakal Castle's on. So you come into the game, there's Revel, there's Ustakal Castle, and right out here, there's going to be a Nord island fortress. And look what's down here to the south. Looks like Valandia could get a little taste of what the rest of us been dealing with. Maybe take some pressure off of our sweet Britannians here. And look at Britannia with all of this lumber. Boy, this whole area, it's just going to be a war zone because we all got fleets to build. The moment that they announced war sales as an expansion, what was the first thing I told you to be concerned about? I said, keep Wood Village villagers in your thoughts and prayers, because Wood Villages just became the boardwalks and Park Place of the entire campaign map. This is prime real estate now, and everybody's going to be after these guys. And let's give a special shout out to the Teeps villagers here, because Bobo Khan has great ambitions for his fleet, let me tell you. And these poor bastards these guys are going to work hard. Saudi princes ain't got shit on the yacht that Bobo Khan's going to have built. And we're going to bring the whole harem on board with the Oklahoma gang and boom boxes and hammer pants, and it's going to be awesome. This was another thing they showed off in the dev blog, is how you're going to be able to build your own custom ships and upgrade the sails. What does Bannerlord deliver better than any game out there? It's the battles. Okay, and now we're adding naval battles. Get out of here. It's going to be incredible. Yes, it has its problems, and we got to address it. We got to address the diplomacy. We got to address the economy and how smithing is completely overpowered. The talent trees need a lot of tuning. Some of the racial bonuses are way more powerful than others. Speaking of problems with the races too, how are we going to delineate the Nord and the Sturgian factions? Because they've kind of been intertwined, and now you're going to divvy them up. Do you keep Sturgia as it is and then just make a whole new Nord faction with all infantry troops? Maybe the only ranged troops they have are javelin troops. Do they even have cavalry? I don't know. These are all questions, they're going to have to answer. We haven't gotten the insight into what they're thinking. I mean, you could pull the heavy axemen out of the Sturgian roster, kick it over to the Nords. You could leave the line breaker, I suppose. I think a lot of people feel like the Sturgians, to more accurately represent those Rus factions or those Eastern European factions, should have better archers. The problem is Even if you give them awesome archers, they have to fight in the rain and snow all the time in the north. So, I mean, archers are heavily nerfed in the snow. I mean, they're awful. So at that point, it's really just better to have a really maul you army. I mean, I say one of the strongest armies when it's all leveled up is a bunch of Sturgian infantry with those Drazinic champions behind them, especially if you're fighting in the snow or anything like that. That army will just maul you. When we talk about the Nord faction, a lot of the discussion is around what should the elite troop be? Should it be an infantry troop? To me, the Nord faction should be the seafaring faction. So maybe it's interesting to make the Nord's noble troop an elite maritime fighter, and that makes them uniquely awesome at the ocean, because I think the Nord faction strength, more than having the most badass infantry or whatever, I think their true strength should lie in controlling the ocean. That whole faction should be a terror coming from the sea. I am a little concerned about the AI handling all of this, considering it really doesn't do such a great job in Bannerlord already. But like I say, the true gift of Bannerlord is always just the battles. You know, you got to overlook a lot of the faults and mod what you can to make it better. But when you get in here and start getting in these battles, there's just nothing like it. And for all the Empire mains, especially the Western Empire mains, there was some exciting footage of our town right here, Lageta. So if you look at it here in vanilla Bannerlord, you'll see that there's rivers on both sides, and that it's just landlocked here just south of the Britannia lands. But look at this picture of the war sales update. Now these huge rivers are coming in, which I just think looks spectacular. See, to me, I want the map to be alive. I love to see the little caravans and villagers. I would love to see them add little boats and stuff going up and down these rivers carrying the goods from the villages to the town. Would just be so epic. I love it when the whole campaign map kind of becomes alive, and especially as towns get wealthier and bigger and the land becomes safer and more prosperous. I love it to become more and more alive. And then when it's scorched and burned down, I love it to look destitute. And I think it just adds so much to the immersion of the game. But I think you got to be thrilled with this upgrade here at Lageta. And you know, this town, the history, I don't know if you know the history of this town in the game, but it's actually came into Empire possession through quite a scandal. And it's kind of like the Battanians' Alamo. They always talk about, remember Lageta and why you can't trust the Empire, because they assassinated the chieftain and they kind of just took it that way or something. I don't remember. Fun little playthrough you could do there to take it back in honor of your father who was betrayed. You know, that could be a fun one to do. You need to do a Britannia playthrough, and I got a good Britannia guide right here. Get you started. Fire one up. There it is. That's your next one, family. That's what I do for you. Huh? I'm not tossing out playthroughs left and right for you, getting you fired up to play some Bannerlord. My favorite comment from all you guys is like, damn it, Oklahoma, you got me playing another freaking playthrough. And that's what I want. I want you to be horrified of my videos because you don't want to have to start another playthrough. But I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you like a shark. Dun-na, dun-na. I got another video coming up in the Rise Of series. That's coming up next, and this one's you guys are gonna enjoy this one. It's a lot of fun. And I think I've discovered the literal perfect build for Bannerlord. It's just amazing. Once you see it, you're never gonna be happy with the build again. So just know that if you don't want to see the perfect build, don't watch my next Bannerlord video. It's gonna take me a little bit because I'm putting it all together, and it's gonna be an epic story, and we're gonna do the whole thing. But I'm gonna get you hooked on this next one. Also, you may have not noticed, but we got another big winner here in this screenshot, and that is the village of Vanilla. And I don't know about you, but I just feel like mining and processing salt would really suck. But nothing to worry about now, because look here. Here we are in the screenshot in a cozy mountainside view of this lush plains, this beautiful widened blue river. Right? And we're no longer in that dry ass salt business. Look here. We're into grapes now, family. So congratulations to the villagers of Vanilla. They're moving up in the world. So that's just a few of the things that I noticed from this map. And then if you continue through this dev blog, they talk about all these strategic considerations that navies now bring to the map and the game. How blockades work. There's your blockade that's going to prevent cities from reinforcing. I always felt like you could starve cities out way too easily, especially if they have like a tier 3 granary. I feel like starving them out should be damn near impossible. But the bigger the garrison, then the more food it should consume. So, there should be point breaks to things. But overall, I just felt like it was way too easy to starve out these big port cities, which, of course, without a navy would be damn near impossible, which I think is what's going to be the case now, which is awesome. That's going to add so much to the game. We've already talked about Bobo Khan's yacht. Just know that it will probably be an entire video called Bobo Khan's yacht, where we just go around on my yacht and see how awesome it is. Okay, so you can stand by for that. Oh, look here. They talked about how when your ships are rolling around on sea, look, when they're going against the wind, sails come up, and when they're with the wind, they're down. So see, there they come up. You know what this reminds me of so much? Who here played Sid Meier's Pirates? My heart be still. You got no idea how ahead of its time this game was. Talk about being immersed in an amazingly beautiful, awesome world. This game was just so ahead of its time. And if you've never played Sid Meier's Pirates, we just feel so bad for you and just how sad and lonely and depressing and worthless your life is until you play this game, because it is just a classic. I mean, it's just one of those foundations to the gaming community I think everybody should play, just so you can go back and appreciate where games came from. I mean, look, you're grabbing your crew, you're talking to your gal, daddy's got to go to work, baby girl, I'll be back. Let me tell you something, this comes from back in the day when shit got real. You couldn't just FF15. You're committed to the attack now. Look at him on this treasure count. Oh, boy, they are. Oh, God, look out. Oh, they got him a little bit there. Oh, he's going right in on him. He's just going at him. What a bold move by the captain in here. Look, you had to fight like a man. Not all this twitchy, jumpy shit that you guys do. This is how gentlemen used to fight. Now you guys do all that weird shit like in Chivalry 2 where they do like those windmill chop attacks and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Little losers. And now he's got that ship and you got your prize and you take it back and you party with the boys. God, this was such a great game. There's no game out there where you can be in battles like this. And it just feels epic to start from a little nobody, build up your war band until you've got huge armies at your disposal. I can't get enough of it. And when I watch these battles, I feel like I'm in a movie. And honestly, I'm kind of glad War Sales didn't come out yet. Because number one, I want them to let it cook longer and, tune it up as best they can. Although, to be fair, I'm still greatly concerned because it's not their forte. I think we can all say that. And number two, it's been good for me not to have War Sales out this summer so I can actually see my kids. Because when this game comes out, oh my God, I am about to go hard. Just some things I noticed from the dev blog I wanted to point out. And just like you all, I am eagerly awaiting any news we get. And I'll be here to break it down as we get it. And in the meantime, I'm cooking up another hot playthrough. So stand by for that. Oklahoma out.